Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Gary Grote. I'm the Executive Director for the Greater East Aurora Chamber of Commerce. And this is our 7th edition of Real World Careers Meet the Professionals. And we're very happy today to have Mak Andol, the President and CEO for General Welding and the Made in America store here in Alma, is our guest. This program that we're doing, the purpose of it is to connect students and educators directly with business people in various career fields throughout the area to provide a background and pathway to possible careers in these fields. We ask everybody to please stay muted while we're during the taping portion of this, but we'd also like to thank Absolute Care of Aurora Park for their sponsorship of this series. If they weren't our sponsor, we wouldn't be able to do this. So we'd really like to thank them. And what I'd like to do is introduce Mak Andol. Again, as I said, the President and CEO of General Welding and Fabricating and the Made in America store. And Mark, if you can unmute yourself, and then I'll turn it over to you and welcome and thank you, and truly appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks. Good morning, Gary. Always a pleasure. A lot of things going on in the world today, but this is a great program, and I want to thank you for allowing me to be on it.
Well,
you actually interviewed me my first commercial ever 25-30 years ago.
Yeah, it's closer to 30 years ago.
good stuff.
So I'm glad we can continue it 30 years later.
Yeah.
So, but your background is really very interesting. You've really been a force here. You've really been a force here in the manufacturing area in the Greater East Aurora and Alma area, and both in manufacturing and in retail. Can you give a little background first, how you started and what got you into what you're doing right now?
Yeah, I had a few jobs. I worked at Bell's, if people remember the Bell's in East Aurora, and then Springville starter and alternator. But I always liked to work with my hands. And my father and mother grew up poor, so my father never took things in to get them fixed. So we always fixed them at home. So he had moved from Buffalo to Elma in 1969, but he built a garage, and I always helped him in that. So he taught me to work with tools. And I always had that, want, I always liked to fix things, take things apart. So 1985, I started my first business. And, before that, I should back up. I was a millwright at Buff Tech. That's a St. Gobain company. That was a PVC plant. And I took my skills my father taught me, and I took him to be a millwright. And in that company, we did many, many things. My boss was excellent. He challenged the owner that we could save him money by doing redoing the shop or the company things ourselves with his own maintenance team, other than send it out. But that taught me a lot of things. We did, not only welding, rebuilding equipment, working on streamlining, automation, and it taught me a lot. And I like to tell the kids, learn something from everything you do, and with a little passion, there's nothing you can't accomplish. But I would like working with the hands. And then in '85, I started my own business, Gary. Mark Small Engine and Welding. Really a motor doctor, a Mr. Fix It on Wheels. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. I know. I remember your shop. I know you had one on Olean Road there, and I know you were at some other places. But that kind of led you. Can you talk about how that led you to create General Welding?
Yeah, and I'll go through my story if you don't mind. With the General Welding Made.
No, go ahead.
Back up. Yeah, so I again started in 1985. Mr. Fix It on Wheels. In 1989, started General Welding and Fabricating in East Aurora on Olean Road. And our motto was, "You dream it, we build it." So that gets you in a lot of trouble, Gary. Really whatever we were repairing or building, whatever somebody wanted. So 1989 to 1994, I had the dungeon in East Aurora. East Aurora was beautiful, but I had no heat in my building. It was just a bare bones shop trying to get off the ground as an entrepreneur. And by 1994, I had about 10 employees, and I found a place on Maple Road in Alma, vacant land, and ended up putting up a nice facility with the help of the SBA and ECIDA, 100% finance, Gary. So very tough. But 1994, put up a 14,000 square foot facility on Maple. And from there, really from 1994 to 2007, I built a company to have 4 plants in Western New York. We had 70 employees by 2007. We were doing a lot of things. Our largest project, real proud of our Northrop Grumman project. It's a joint threat emitter, or the JEDI program. It sends threats to our training pilots, and it allows them to train with 100+ threats. But we're trailer manufacturers. It took our trailer to a top level. So we're proud to provide, we're sole source provider for the Air Force and Navy for this trailer. And we built the largest sculpture for Albert Pele and for the St. Louis Zoo. It was 350,000 pounds of Corten steel, 1/4 inch to 2 inch thick. And sculpture we shipped out on 18 semi-loads, Gary. So very large, took 5,000 hours to build, but very neat. And that were some really big projects. And we did the ice bikes of Buffalo and, you know, a lot of different things. But by 2007, we hit a little bump in the road. And, you know, for the students listening, there's always change and there's always things that hit you. But we lost our oil and mining work. We did a lot of work for Derrick Manufacturing. We lost our military work through Northrop Grumman and decided not to snow. We're a snow removal company. But 2007, the recession hit. By 2008, 2009. By 2010, we laid off 40 employees of the 70. I closed 2 of my 4 plants. And, you know, I was really at the end, I thought I was going out of business, but I rented Tony McCarthy's old building, McCarthy Ford there. And I came up with an idea to open a Made in America store, which everybody thought I was crazy, but we don't make nothing here no more. So I thought, boy, if we could build more things here, maybe I could get more work. So we opened the Made in America store April 3rd, 2010. And it was a day between Good Friday and Easter. Everybody said, don't open that day. And, you know, that April 3rd, it ended up being 80 degrees in Buffalo, Gary. And we just celebrated 11 years. But, you know, we had 600, 800 people. You know, Jay Fisher said, you know, I asked him if he'd rent that building to me. He said, what are you going to do? I said, open a Made in America store, make a statement for our country, soldier, American worker, and people that work with their hands, the skilled workers. He said I was crazy. World's full of crazy people. Mark, go for it. So a handshake and a $1,000 deal, we did it. But April 3rd, when we opened, we had 600, 800 people showed up. It was a beautiful day. Everything lined up right for us. And the media attention started coming. And you probably remember, you know, Fox and Friends, World News, all these crazy things. We did 26 interviews in the first week, but I truly was doing it. You know, I had passion for it, what it was. And I had a great team. I can't ever say, you know, I was backed by great, great people, my employees. And we opened April 3rd. And from then we started to get tour buses. The first bus came and, you know, pulled over the bushes in the front. I said, you brought a tour bus? Yeah, we're from the breadbasket of America, Iowa. We love what you're doing. And, you know, Dorothy Vorney's done an outstanding job since then. And we started growing. We only had 50 products, Gary. And our store was different because it was 100% made in America products. There's not one that exists in the world. I never knew that. But we ran it like our military projects. Each product, right down to the components that are in the product, had to be 100% made in America. So we set up a system to vet them. And every product has 3 pieces of paper, authenticity, that it is 100% made in America, the glue and whatnot. We knew everybody couldn't do that, but, you know, we say 50-50 fair trade. So we started with 50 products. We supported our veterans from the beginning. We just thought, hey, we'll support. We had an Iwo Jima statue at our first store. 2016, we built a new Made in America store, opened. Our lease was running out. We opened, converted the old TVGA building and made it a real destination. You know, first we're a bathroom stop for the buses. And then we became a real destination. And Dorothy worked with the area, with Vidlers, to Roycroft. We said, hey, let's get as many buses as we can to the area. And we opened the new store in 2016. And, you know, I'm proud to say now we've had over 1,000 tour buses come in. And I really didn't even know that industry. And, you know, but they were coming in from all around the country. And Mikey D brought his food truck in, and we learned how to entertain him. I put a bus entrance on. But we're up to 10,000 products today, support almost 500 privately owned American businesses. We're home base for Honor Flight, Tom Petrie and his team. Ricky Lee started music for our vets, and he sings to veterans across the country. Music's a great tool to pick them up. We've tied many, many people, have car shows, you know, with American Legion in East Aurora. Just a great experience. And I brought back a lot of my workers because we manufacture a lot of products that are sold in the Made in America store. If it's a fire ring, if it's our new wine racks that hold the glasses, whatever it is, we probably got 50 plus products. So we're truly a working model to create and save jobs in America by increasing American manufacturing is our mission statement. And we're really doing that. And it's kind of neat to see, and the guys take pride in it. You know, they build a product and we sell that at the store. So it's really turned into this, you know, working model. But then the pandemic hits, you know, we lay off 30 people, close some stores, and then we got to readjust. So, the students out there, you become an entrepreneur, you're a risk taker, but you always got to adjust and accept change and go with it and see where it takes you.
Mark, I mean, it's just really, and again, I, like you said, I know what you've been through and what you've done. And I mean, what you've done is inspirational, and you've really showed your passion, and the different industries that you cross over to as a result of the work that you've done is incredible, from manufacturing, retail, tourism, promoting local restaurants here and other venues so the impact you have had is very widespread, and it's really impressive. And I think, our students and our educators need to know that, I mean, if you have that passion and the desire and idea, your opportunities are boundless. And I think you've kind of shown that through what you've done.
Yeah, and with the students, I say perseverance, persistence, with passion. There's nothing you can't accomplish. But change, I said in the last year with the pandemic, we had 20 years of change in 1 year. You've had to adjust fast, and I've talked to many businesses. I like everything to be a win-win, Gary. I've got a little radio show on WEC, but we like to help people. It's about selling the area, helping people, buying local, buying made in America. It's not political. I think it should be a national agenda. But like you said, we've got a great community. You've always been great, but things change. Restaurants it took a lot of hits, of course, in the pandemic, and salons we lost our military work and our oil and mining work. So you got to find ways to make up them sales. But we've got a great team again. I can't, it's not me, it's a team thing. At the bottom of my mission statement is you got to believe, you got to be loyal, and you got to care, and you can't buy care. You
Right.
can't buy believing, but you got to be that person that wants to contribute to a team and have one goal.
Well, I think too, the investment that you've made, I mean, as you said, you consider your employees, your family, the investment you've made in your workforce and the relationship that you've developed with those people. I think really says a lot too. I mean, in terms of building a business, a quality business, and making those people who work for you know that they work with you, and there's a stronger relationship there other than employer-employee.
Yes, I've had 70 employees, 18 family members, 3 guys I went to kindergarten with, Gary. So that gets tough. As 32 years of General Welding now, and plus the 4 of Made in Mark Small Engine. So I've been in business a long time. Made in America is 11 years old now, and people contributed, but the world changes. It's hard to make a dollar. You're always trying to make money. They'd always like to make more, but a lot of my people and team, it's not just about money. They like to be part of something that's they can believe in. I work just as hard as them. We're in every day. So it is a team effort. A lot of change, and it's hard, but livelihoods are very, very important. We're all about livelihoods. If we can create more livelihoods, sustain our own, God bless us.
Okay. Well, let's change. Let's talk about occupations and welding and the opportunities there. I know we've talked about this quite a bit, but can you talk about the need for welders, what welders do, and the career path to becoming a welder?
Absolutely, and we have a lot of positions open, but welding, we're always looking for welders. So the students out there, welding is going to grow and grow and grow and always be there. There's a lot of avenues of welders. My dad started me in his garage how to stick weld. He was an iron worker, and then I took it. I learned MIG and TIG. MIG is gas metal arc welding. TIG is gas tungsten arc welding, and then there's plasma. I became a certified welding instructor because then you can teach or you can actually certify welders. And there's so many avenues. You can go into welder repair. You can go into welding. I like to push, if kids have an interest, TIG welding, because stainless steel, there's not as much sparks, and it takes a lot of finesse. Even girls or women, you got a lot of hand dexterity and whatnot. But the welding field, we manufacture trailers, we do vacuum tanks, we do good nature products, we build presses for them, which is food grade welding. We polish stainless steel. There's so many avenues, Gary. And then, running a press brake. We got a computer numerical controlled, beautiful press brake now, but you need to know computer skills. We got a brand new burn table, high definition plasma, which is CNC. So there's everything ties with computer skills, math skills, but soft skills I want to talk about too. Being on time, attitude. Can you be a team player? Because that you see a lot. There's a lot of lone rangers, but you got to really be able to work with the team and everybody has their expertise and kind of add that together. But to become a welder now, I'm looking for it. We've got a matrix letter of X's, and you want to, I want an A+ welder, A+ mechanic, A+ fabricator, and then you become a craftsman. And we've got these X's that you can earn. And as you earn an X, you get a little better pay scale. But the welding field is growing. The demand is incredible. The average age of a welder was 65, 70. The industry needs new young welders. And before the pandemic, it was tough. And I've always supported skilled trades. I want the metal shops, wood shops back in school so the kids get exposed to it in like 8th grade. And but usually when I give a tour, Gary, people go, "That's cool." The students go, "That's cool." They've never seen it. They didn't know it's pretty neat to build something, and it's rewarding. So the welding field, you can go into underwater welding. There's so many avenues to go and get certified. And right now, the industry, skilled workers are going to be paid a top dollar because there's so few of them right now. And it's driving, if you're good on time, attitude, there's nothing you can't learn in the welding field. AWS, American Welding Society, is a great avenue to look up. But the welding field is really exploding right now as the economy comes back after the pandemic, but there's not a lot of workers out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
To find.
And this isn't, probably for the younger people watching this, it probably won't make a difference. But as you said, this isn't your father's or grandfather's welding. This is a new, when you go to your shop, you can see, like you said, you have computers, you're working with CNC and all these other things that are not like it used to be.
Yeah, it's a higher tech. Stick welding's still out there for the field. We've got a field service trucks that we can do every process welding, MIG, TIG, and stick out in the field. So you can be an on-site welder, a field guy where you go out and fix the excavator, or if Moog's hydraulic line goes down. So you're right, though, the technology's changed, but it's still, we get a lot of work, Gary, that robots can't do because there's robotic welding. I'm involved with the Boss Snowplow. That team's up in Iron Mountain, Michigan. I've been on their advisory board for over 30 years, and they've got robots and they got a babysitter for the robot, but they still need that guy to weld certain areas. But for us, we get a lot of work that robots, they can't do. They need that skilled worker, which are truly, my guys are artists, and they lay that bead by hand. And it's really a statement. You've seen some of our work in welds, and our guys are very talented. And that's that specialty work that's out there that you need that human being, highly trained.
Yeah. Can you also talk about, what's the educational background, or what education does a student need to have, whether it's, through college or certification programs or things like that to become a welder?
Yeah, there's a lot of, like I used to, like in school, like I said, Iroquois I went to, at that point, they had metal shop, wood shop, power mechanics, electronics. You could get exposed to it and learn a little in school. The BOCES program, as you know, Ormsby, they've got a welding program now you could get involved with. There's other programs around Jamestown Community College. They actually have great deals that are available that your college may be covered if you search that avenue. You get 2 years, and they've got some programs that are more than welding, it's more millwrighting. But you can entry level, you want to get yourself some experience. We want you to know the fundamentals if possible. We'll take an entry level person, and we do programs, internships with the BOCES locally every spring. But you can get, you got to look around Western New York. There's avenues where you can get training for 1 year. I know BOCES offers one on Walden, 1 year of training for welding, a couple 100-hour course. And then you get your fundamentals down, and then we can take you from there if you like the welding. But again, right now we're looking for counter personnel, retail counter at General Welding. We're looking for a purchasing agent. We just found a truck driver, but there's a lot of avenues. We've got a marketing area here. Our team markets General Welding and Made in America, and we're on 10 social media platforms. Tony Fable does a beautiful job, but we're always looking for growing our wholesale side of the Made in America store. So there's a lot of different areas we're looking for. We're just about to launch a new website, generalweldingfab.com. And then we'll have opportunities there, Gary, too. And I'm always open for a tour. If somebody listening today wants a tour, just call 652-0024, ask for Sue. We can set up a tour, because a lot of times, Gary, that helps. They get to see what's going on. We were in the hydraulics, we're in the welding, we bend and form metal and pipe. And we're a manufacturing facility too, so you can see a trailer from start to finish.
Right. And I think that's important what you said in terms of the other, besides welding and the type of business that you've grown to become, all the support staff and other career field areas that are involved with General Welding and Made in America. It's really, there are really other opportunities there.
Yeah, even with Made in America, people don't realize, yeah, we're a retail store. We got the 4 locations, McKinley, Niagara Falls, and then we opened up a strip mall store on 6041 Transit. But the Alma flagship store is also a distribution center or a fulfillment center. MadeInAmericaStore.com, we're shipping hundreds of packages a day. That is a business in itself. And like you said, the travel industry, which was devastated with the pandemic, you've done a great job, but it's coming back. That's an industry in itself. So there's a lot of opportunity at General Welding and Made in America. And that's where somebody can look up on our websites. We got generalweldingandfabricating.com and then madeinamericastore.com. There's a lot of avenues there where you can get to us, but you're always welcome to give us a call.
Right, right. And that's, again, that's really important. I think that, again, the team that you have there, excuse me, and with on the tourism end, the work that Dorothy Fertney has done and your other people, incredible. So
yeah, and you've always been there, trying to bring people together. I credit you. Again, a great community. Very tough times coming back. The economy's coming back, but we need skilled workers. Number one, that's our number one problem, because we can't grow without workers. And finding that skilled worker that wants to earn a dollar, and we've got competitive wages, health plans, benefits, retirement plans. There's a lot here, but you can get into General Welding, and it's really a university in itself. You can learn a lot of different things, which is tied to the Made in America or Western New York truck equipment. So pretty neat where you can go. But the students right now, they got to apply themselves, but the sky's the limit. Really, there's a lot of opportunity out there.
Well, you've shown, I think you've shown that yourself, just personally and individually, what you've done through your
efforts. Fleming, could you call me at 224?
Yeah. through your efforts and everything. And I think that the opportunities that you make available to employees, the potential is really unlimited, and they're fulfilling careers also. So it's not like it's not a job. It's a career, and it's a way to create a living for yourself.
Yeah, it's somewhere in a lot of these, I hire people that just new families, they have young children, they want a career in something, a company they can trust. And one thing neat, being into a lot of things, bankers used to say, Mark, you're into too many things, but to be honest, Gary, that versatility has saved us. When something's down, we've got something else. So it's really kept us moving in the right direction. But I'd like to say, for those listening that may want to become entrepreneurs, it's tough. You're a risk taker. But I always tell them, 2 things: never quit and stay hungry. As soon as you put the sign up on a building, people think you're a millionaire. It's a lot of work, and you need a lot of support. But if that's what you believe you can do, it's tough. But that's a neat area to run your own business. But it's I joke that somebody gives up their 40-hour job so they don't, they work 100 hours a week so they don't have to work a 40-hour job. That's an entrepreneur.
Right. Well, Mark, I really want to thank you for doing this and being part of our program. We really appreciate it. I think there's a lot that you've shared here today that can be helpful both to our students and to our educators. And I don't know if you have any last comments you'd like to make.
No, again, call Sue at 652-0024 if you ever want a tour. I've done some speeches, Gary, to help kids, but any way I can help. We like things to be a win-win. We like to help the community. My door is open, Gary, and thank you for all you do.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Mark. Truly appreciate it. And Mark gave his contact information. If anybody's interested in reaching out to him, please do that. And you can tell that he'll be more than happy to meet with you and to talk with you. So Mark, again, thank you very much. And also I'd like to thank Absolute Care again for their support and their sponsorship. And also a reminder that our next program is on Wednesday, April 28th at 10 a.m. And we'll be meeting with Dan Garvey, who's the innkeeper for the Roycroft Inn. And Dan's going to talk about careers in hospitality and restaurant management. So we look forward to being part of that. So again, Mark, thank you. And we thank everybody for joining us, and we hope everybody will have a great day.
All right. Thank you, Gary.
Okay.
All right, Gary.
Well, Mark, that was really great.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I hope it was where you want to be.
Yeah, yeah. Well, everything, it worked out really well, and I think your message comes across really very, very well. So, again, just hearing this again, just the amount of work that you've done, and I'm sure you realize the impact that you've had on this community in terms of the scope of everything that you've done, and the impact is really tremendous. So,
Yeah, well, thank you. And I stress team because God knows I can't do it myself, but people
Right.
are always, how do you do all this? Well, but we're, we got a great community, and you having this, Gary, that's a lot of work on you. So I appreciate what you do. We got to rebuild the skilled trades. I think we were going good before the pandemic, and now we got to get it back.
Right.
But yeah, we'll keep on it. So thank you very much.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Mark, and
Okay.
we'll talk to you soon then, okay?
Yeah, have a great day, Gary.
You too.
Bye.